Welcome to Patriots for Christ Ministries. My name is Pastor Denver Dougal. Today we're going to look at, can a Christian pledge allegiance to a flag? What is a pledge? Write your answer in the comment section below. A solemn promise or agreement to do or refrain from doing something, that's a pledge. For example, a pledge of aid, a pledge not to wage war. A pledge is also something delivered as security for the payment of a debt, fulfillment of a promise, and subject to forfeiture on failure to pay or fulfill the promise. So there's different types of pledges. What is allegiance? Write your answer again in the comment section below. Allegiance is the loyalty of a citizen to his or her government or of a subject to his or her sovereign. Allegiance also is defined as loyalty or devotion to some person, group, cause, or the like. So then, what is the general definition of pledging allegiance to a flag? So let's combine those two definitions. I think you could define it as a solemn promise of loyalty to one's country. What is the definition that we may have here in the United States? Well, I think we would probably define it as a solemn oath or allegiance of fidelity to the U.S. Our Pledge of Allegiance begins, I pledge allegiance to the flag, and forming part of many flag saluting ceremonies in the U.S. So let's answer the question, can a Christian pledge allegiance to the flag of a country? Well, yes, within reason. First, we have to actually examine the pledge. Does the Pledge of Allegiance itself usurp any authority of God? Now, what's the most important thing is, what does the Scripture say about a Christian pledge allegiance, giving pledge of allegiance to a flag? In Titus chapter 3, verses 1 through 2, it says, remind them to be subject to rulers, to authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good deed, to malign no one, to be peaceable, gentle, showing every consideration for all men. So what does the Scripture say about pledging allegiance to a flag of a country? Well, we as Christians are to be good citizens. We are to be the moral standard bearers for those in our country to look at. The only time we should disobey the ruling authorities is when they issue commands that go against the Bible. Acts chapter 5, verse 29 says, but Peter and the apostles answered, we must obey God rather than men. In Matthew 22, verse 21, Jesus said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. Jesus obviously acknowledged that civilian government plays a role in the earthly realm, to the extent that our government is our Caesar. We are to render it proper respect. We do that by paying taxes and obeying the laws of the land. Now, some will say that Matthew 5, verses 33 through 37 prohibits Christians from pledging allegiance to the flag of a country or taking an oath in the government or in a court of law. But it does not prohibit that. Again, Matthew 5:33 through 37 does not prohibit one from pledging allegiance to the flag of a country or taking an oath in government or in a court of law. That would be a misinterpretation of Scripture by what some people think that says. Did you know that God took an oath? In Isaiah 45, verse 23, and in Hebrews 6, verses 17 and 18, we see that. Besides, pledging loyalty to a nation is not the same as taking an oath. So Me pledging loyalty to the United States is not the same as me taking an oath. A pledge is a solemn promise, but an oath carries extra weight of an appeal to God. So let's conclude. Let me read to you Romans chapter 13, verse 7. Romans 13, verse 7. Render to all what is due them. Tax to whom tax is due. Custom to whom custom. Fear to whom fear. Honor to whom honor. So, can a Christian pledge allegiance to a flag of a country? Pledging allegiance to the flag is but a form of paying respect and honor to one's country. And we are commanded to do that. So can a Christian pledge allegiance to a flag? Yes. As long as they love God more than they love their country. I want to thank you for coming and watching this video on Patriots for Christ Ministries. If you have any comments or questions, please put those in the comment section below. Thank you.